So they call us the mass shooting generation, which I think is an awful indictment of the way that we've treated the young people in this country. But I want to be remembered as the generation that stopped mass shootings, not as the mass shooting generation. Young people are the ones who often bear the brunt of a lot of this. With mass shootings, most of them are happening in schools. When we're the ones who are being affected by this, we need to be the ones who are demanding change.
(911), what is your emergency?
Shooting up markers, Domain Douglas.
Someone is doing what? Hello? Hello?
Marcus, Domain Douglas High School is being shot up.
Is being shot up? Are you at the school? I can't hear you. Are you at the school?
We turn now to a young woman named Samantha Grady. She's a junior at that high school, and Samantha was hiding in a classroom. Samantha, first I want to know how you're feeling. I know you did get some bullet wounds, and I know your best friend was shot right next to you.
Yeah.
Do you know how she's doing?
Yeah.
Have you been able to hear what happened to her?
Yeah, unfortunately, she didn't make it.
Every single person up here today, all these people should be at home grieving. But instead, we are up here, standing together, because if all our government and president can do is send thoughts and prayers, then it's time for victims to be the change that we need to see. To every politician who is taking donations from the NRA, shame on you.
My name is Brigid McGinn, and I am a activist and organizer with Gays Against Guns.
They stand in silence and they take up space because those who were murdered aren't allowed to do that anymore.
We are a LGBTQ community of activists who fight the chain of death that is gun violence in America. We never say that we want to take anyone's right away. We don't say we want to take anyone's gun away. But we do ask them how they feel about, the dozen people or human beings standing next to us.
How do you think the nature of gun violence has changed in your lifetime?
Oh, in my lifetime, dramatically. I mean, when I was a kid, I used to have drills, like I can remember maybe 2 or 3. Where we would have to go sit in the hallway and huddle and curl up in a ball because maybe we were going to get bombed by Cuba, and that's all I remember. And now in schools, kids in high schools are being, like, the student governments are being asked to portray massacre victims and get all bloodied and act out in the hallways during shutdown drills. And kids are being, I just saw in the news, they've made pods now. It's outrageous. They've made bulletproof pods that assemble inside of classrooms. And the Oklahoma school district has just installed them. And the little children, they show the video, little 6-year-olds training how to go single file into this pod in the corner of their classroom, which is like 6 by 6 feet, with little steps that go around it like this. And the children are trained how to walk around and stand up and behind each other, and so that they can get as many children into this little pod in the classroom to protect them from an AR-15 shooter. And that's absurd. Why isn't our government doing something about it? It's not the children's responsibility. It's not the teacher's responsibility.
Hey, I'm Ankit Jain. I'm 25 years old. I'm a second-year law student at Columbia Law School. There has to be some willingness to accept making it a little bit harder imposing some additional restrictions to stop the mass slaughter that we're seeing in our country, where you see 90 plus people every day being killed by guns, see mass shooting after mass shooting, and we don't have to live like this. This is the United States of America, and we don't have to be worried if we're going to school, we're work, we're going to the Waffle House, that like we're gonna be killed by a madman with a gun who shouldn't have access to one. So the first thing you can do is vote. That's like the easiest thing to do, and maybe even the most important thing to do.
It's the voters' responsibility and citizens' responsibility to hold Congress accountable to represent what we want and what we feel is important to, you know, our pursuit of life and happiness and beauty and all the rest of the things that the Constitution says we have a right to. And I really feel strongly that more older activists need to join the students in their actions and in what they do, not to direct them or lead them, but just to protect them and support them.
They say that tougher gun laws do not decrease gun violence. We call BS! They say a good guy with a gun stops a bad guy with a gun. We call BS! They say guns are just tools like knives and are as dangerous as cars. We call BS! No, they say that no laws could have been able to prevent the hundreds of senseless tragedies that have occurred. We call BS! That us kids don't know what we're talking about, that we're too young to understand how the government works. We call BS! If you agree, register to vote, contact your local congresspeople, give them a piece of your